Well, here we are again. We got the Honda. We got some local wildlife. There's two bunnies over there hanging out. Kind of looking like some good chocolate over there. Alright, so this is a video I'm making. It's a update video from the winter video I made. That video was a lot of fun. I definitely had a lot of fun riding around the snow. This machine was just a total beast. Pop it in third gear and it just spins forever and just goes and goes and goes. Well, I'm making this video because I still want to make videos on this, and I still want to make progress on it. I've just been a little stalled lately, but I'm making this video to update and let everybody know that this bike is still around, and I still plan on making videos on it, and still plan on replacing this tire, because it's well, you know, it's an ongoing joke. It's still flat, and it's still on the bead. So it's a good old Honda. They probably glued this tire on the rim. I mean, it's on there. So but this thing's still running. Still a heck of a lot of fun to ride. We got some grass now. No snow. Definitely a little bit different terrain, but still just as fun. I was gonna make a video on my TTR today, but when I got out there, the tire was flat, so I can't really do anything with a flat tire. That'll be an upcoming video. I'm going to be putting new tires on my TTR 125 and new heavy duty tubes. So stay tuned for that video. I think that's going to be a good video. Just a big improvement to that bike overall. Having some nice Kenda tires on that, some Washougal 2s. It's going to be a big improvement that bike's just never had. Because those factory IRC tires are just, I mean, they're bad. They're worse than having a flat front tire on this thing. They're just that bad. So now's the time. I got a flat front, and let's just go ahead and put the new tire and tube on it, because I'm tired of, you know, messing with that front tire on the TTR slipping and tearing the tube out. So that'll be one of the next videos after this one. This is just like an update video. Let you all know that I'm still here making videos and this bike still exists, and let's just have a little bit of fun. I don't really have anything planned, just ride around and enjoy a machine that was made to be enjoyed. Actually, before I get riding here, I'm just gonna put a zip tie on here. The one that was here broke. Let me just replace that. I don't need this ripping off. Alright, I think we're ready to go. It's gonna be a cold start, you know, like a totally cold start. I didn't run this thing all the way down here. I coasted and I pushed it the rest of the way, so you know what it is. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that too much. That didn't happen. Fake news. Alright. It's been so long, I don't even remember what I'm doing here. I turn on the flux capacitor, make sure the spatial time counter's on, you know, that kind of thing. And then you got this magical thing. It's kind of rudimentary. You just kind of grab it, make sure you got a good hold on it, and then you just give a little pull. And it kind of just humdrums to life here. And then you got the make more noisy, loud sounds button. Geez, I was in fourth. What the heck? Alright. So when the green light comes on, you know you're ready to go. When it's showing red, you're not good to go. You're actually good to go in reverse. Just, you know. Yep, alright, green light. Green light out. Well, apparently I can't go when I'm in gear, so it's powered by hopes and dreams. The rear brake doesn't work too well when the motor's engaged, so you gotta make sure it gets to, once the engine RPM gets down to idle, the clutch disengages and the brake works fine. I didn't know any better, I'd say this tire here is a little low. Yeah, it's a little squishy now. Alright, let's just go ride this thing. Let's do a second gear now. We'll do a first gear. I forgot how bouncy this thing is. This thing is, yeah, it's like a go-kart, but you sit up on top of it because, you know, no suspension or anything. It's like a pivot turn, but more obnoxious. Yeah, see, I was facing that way. I'm already facing in here. It's definitely a lot more exercise, too. I forgot to tell you. I repurposed the headlight switch as the turbo button, as well as the launch control button. You turn it to off to, well, to initiate launch control, as well as traction control, and you put it to on for just unrivaled power. And this thing is just, it's got the power of get up and gone. It's got the power of infinity and beyond. Yeah. Alright, let's just go ride this thing again. That's breathless. I'm breathless. There's just too much to take in. Whew. I don't even remember half of that ride trip we just took. I mean, it was kind of short, but man, this thing just goes so fast. Whew. It's out of control. Alright. Here we go. Let's get this thing started. Oh, I was gonna say it's like a sewing machine, but it didn't work. There we go. I got a little freeloader. Oh, yeah, see? They don't like it when you call them by their name. It's a spinning rim. Anybody remember those? When you put this thing in the limited RPM range, or the lowered rev limiter mode, aka launch control, aka traction control, whatever else you want to call it, it actually puts the motor in kind of a better torque band. Yeah, although you can achieve better acceleration and, oh, actually, is it better acceleration? I'm not sure. You can achieve more top speed, and you can hold your gears a lot longer, obviously, because it revs higher. But this engine really makes a peak power right where this starts to kick in with a lower rev limiter. So it's actually kind of good if you're just looking for torque. You can get it. Automatic. right back in here was the extraterrestrial crash landing of this little beast here. That's the crash site back in there. You can't really get to it anymore because, well, yeah, NSA doesn't really do any weed whacking, so yeah, there you go. But hey, at least I got to keep the prize, right? Yeah, this thing's a good amount of fun. Hey, it's more reliable than my TTR. At least this thing doesn't have a flat front tire that keeps me from riding. Yeah, it's got a flat tire, I know, but it doesn't necessarily keep me from riding. I think it'd be kind of weird almost now if I were to fix this tire, because I'm so used to riding this thing without that tire that it'd be a little weird. But whatever, what am I talking about? I get used to it real quick, because in the winter not having that tire means goodbye turning right, so I won't miss that. And it'll be nice to do bicycles on the right side as well. Alright, let's take it for one more little spin around, then we'll close up the video. Oh, we put it in Ryan mode.
Ryan mode.
Here we go. Oh yeah, I'd say that's definitely Ryan mode. Well, this has been the update video on the TRX 125. If you enjoyed the riding, consider subscribing. If you got any questions, leave a comment. And if you liked the video, or maybe if you learned something, leave a like. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned. Well, I guess you thought the video was going to be over right about there. Well, not exactly. I got to give you a sneak peek of what I got coming up. Yeah, that's right. The bike that's been coming soon for the last 3 years. Well, this bike has had its troubles, it's had its ups and downs. It's not perfect, but it's my bike, and I love it. This motor probably weighs about 150 pounds, and I know that very intimately because I've had this motor out of this frame about 3 times. So, yeah. It's let's just make that an R. It's an XR 500, and it's from 1979. Glad to introduce this bike to the channel, even though it's tucked away at the end of the last video, update video on the TRX. But nonetheless, it's good a place as any for a little present for those people who actually watched to the end of the video. And let's just take this thing for a little ride and, well, yeah, brap. Alright, let's get to it. First we gotta do a cold start on this thing. This thing's like an old farm tractor. You gotta make sure you got everything right before you go kicking it. So first you gotta turn the fuel on, but you don't want to wait too long, otherwise it'll flood out. Kickstarter. Even got the obligatory squeak. 1, 2, 3, but not 4. A little one of those to sound off any Karens. She's a little snatchy. Bike's got a lot of character. I find that all the Hondas I've ever ridden. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the chinchilla brigade here. That one doesn't look like a bunny, that one looks more like a chinchilla with ears. I was saying, every Honda I've ever ridden always had some kind of character to it, whether it's the little TRX or this thing. It's always got something that just doesn't detract from how it runs, just makes it that much more fun to run. And this bike starts, I'll tell you, this bike starts easier than my TTR. And when I pull in the clutch, it actually disengages, unlike any modern bikes I've ever ridden. They always drag until they're warmed up. This thing, you pull in that clutch, what gear? Bike barely has to work to get anywhere. You just give it a little throttle and it'll just go wherever you want. It's like a tractor. And often sounds like a tractor more than a motorcycle. It's also got that factory installed anti-lock braking system, you know, but it's smooth. It's definitely smooth. Can't discourage that. Well, that's second gear. I bet you I can take off in third. Louise, this thing's got some serious torque and it's super smooth too. And it's that kind of torque that's available with a flick of the wrist, or more of a gentle rotation of the wrist. You don't want to stall this thing out because yes, it's not fuel injected. But fuel injections for I can't think of a word. Oh well. It's for people that don't like bikes like this. And really, who wouldn't like a bike like this? Yeah, it's not made for motocross. It's just made for having fun and riding around and asserting your dominance with a healthy dose of double bass. Yep, that's right. This thing's kind of like an old two-stroke. You gotta clean it out. I mean, I guess I should say this carb, I cleaned it, but it needs to be rebuilt. And thankfully I found a rebuild kit with basically everything I need on eBay for about $20. So all I need to do is just get around to getting into the garage and working on this thing. Yeah. But once it does clear out, I mean, this thing will power wheelie in third gear. Probably fourth, but I don't really care to find out. Yeah. You know, the front suspension is clapped out. That suspension clapped out! But like I said, this bike isn't made for motocross. It never was, never will be. And, it's just made for having fun, riding around in grass, trails, just having a good time, living the good life. That's what this bike's for, and I'm that kind of person. Oh, it almost went right there. I don't want it to kick me now. If it doesn't go right away, you know there's something else going on. Listen to the way that thing clicks into gear. It's like a tractor, but on steroids. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. I'll tell you though, this is the smoothest gearbox on any motorcycle that I've ever ridden. I'm talking KTM 300 XCW, I'm talking a 525 KTM EXC actually. I'm talking, well, this bike, I'm talking my TTR 125, a CRF 150F, a WR 250F, a PW 80, which shouldn't really count because the push drive was blown out, so there's that. And yeah, out of every bike I've ridden from new to old, this one being the oldest, this has the smoothest transmission of any bike I've ever ridden. That's really saying something for something coming from the 70s. See, sometimes you hit top dead center and the compression release doesn't release it, so you got to bring it back up. It's usually about every other kick, and if it's being good to you, it'll just let you kick and kick and kick. But this isn't the kind of bike for that. It doesn't need that. It just needs one good kick and it's ready to go. I think I spun back there. Thought out low end torque. I'm in second. Telling you, when this thing does clear out, it's quick. Well, enjoy this sneak peek. I don't really have anything to do to this bike, so I've basically done it, seen it, and been there and back. Don't want to do it again, except ride. That's what I want to do to this bike. I think if I ever put enough miles on this bike to do anything wear related, I might have to actually replace that chain and sprockets. But other than that, this bike is kind of finished right now. There's nothing for me to do, nothing I can really do on it. Parts availability for it is little to none. I think it's from 1970. So, yeah. It is what it is. I enjoy the bike. It's very unique. And I love riding it. I love the way it sounds, love the power. Bikes like this just don't exist anymore. I mean, I think probably the most comparable bike to this would be, well, the XR600, maybe the XR650R, but I'm talking air-cooled, so probably the XR600. Or maybe the newer models of this bike from 83 to 84 when they had the dry sump motor. But yeah, I enjoy it. I look forward to getting around and riding it and making some little fun videos with it. Alright, well, if you enjoyed the video with the TRX 125 and this bike, the little sneak peek I gave you, leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing. Every subscription helps me out, and I appreciate knowing that other people enjoy the videos and the machines that I'm riding. So keep it up. Thank you.